reception hall, you'll find the General Hall, the museum's largest exhibition room. There are all sorts of exhibits on display. Paintings by famous artists, samples of the planet's crust. Visitors can experience the essence of Belobog's culture in just a few minutes' time. I really hope the museum can open up soon. The children here need a culturally enriching environment, especially those from the underworld. But like I mentioned earlier, we're in a bit of a bind. We could really use a helping hand.
Very pretty.
Here, this is the issue we're trying to deal with.
Exhibit disappeared. There's a thief on the prowl. So you need help opening this cabinet.
Wait, what are you doing? You're in a museum, remember? Here, let me explain. This exhibit was recently stolen.
Stolen? Dun dun dun!
It was one of the oldest and most precious items in the General Hall collection. The meteor fragment.
Oh?
It is said that 700 years ago, the invaders from beyond the sky descended upon the surface of Eurillo 6 with a meteor shower. The meteor fragment is solid evidence that those invaders once tainted our land. Sorry, the tour guide in me gets a little carried away. I'm not here to give you a history lesson. Still, it's no exaggeration to say that if the meteor fragment isn't recovered, the museum will lose half of its significance.
Do you know who the thief is? Can't we just use a replica?
Out of the question! As the curator of the exhibits here, I would never resort to deceiving the public like that. Our first priority is finding the thief and recovering the stolen item. But we don't even have a suspect yet. That's why this case is such a conundrum for the Silvermane guards.
Why do I have a feeling that it's Sampo?
Truth be told, the meteor fragment isn't the only item that was stolen. But we want the museum to open as soon as possible. We can worry about the other missing items later.
I think I know who the culprit is.
You must be thinking of Sampo, right?
Oh?
I don't think so. Our people have been keeping a close eye on him these days. The reports say he's been on his best behavior. Not
Are you
the
sure
slightest
about
hint of
that?
Troublemaking. The guard station in the underworld reported that some suspicious characters have been meeting at a hideout in the Great Mine late at night. Since the Silvermane guards are still getting situated in the underworld and we don't have any direct evidence, we haven't been able to apprehend any suspects. But if you were to go there yourself and ask around, I think we could gather a lot of useful intel.
We're here again, trying to save another day in Belobog.
So, would you like to help solve this case?
Let's meet at the Great Mine and go from there.
Sounds promising. I'll meet you in the underworld then.
Right, so let's go to the Great Mine.
The conditions here are so rudimentary. I wonder how long those people have been living here. Back to the investigation. We contacted an agent from Wildfire. Apparently she has some first-hand intel.
Oh?
I think her name was... Sweta? Yes, that's right. Let's go pay her a visit.
Sweta. What an interesting name for someone.
What? Oh, it's you! I thought I'd been discovered. Let's try not to make a commotion. You never know who's listening.
That bad, huh? How many exhibit thieves are there?
A lot. I don't know if you're aware, miss, but any intel that makes money spreads like wildfire in the underworld. Travel between the overworld and the underworld has been open for some time, but not everyone down here can take advantage of that opportunity. The majority of underworlders have to stay here to feed their families. From what I hear, smuggling museum artifacts is a lucrative enterprise. If I wasn't working for Wildfire, I'd be tempted to get in on the cash myself.
Do you know who might be behind the museum theft? How much can you make?
You aren't getting any funny ideas, are you?
I'll cut to the chase. Wildfire hasn't identified the ringleader yet, but I've heard some interesting rumors that might be helpful to you.
I'm all ears.
Okay.
Firstly, the group in question has a very public presence. They post recruitment notices all over the street. If you can find a notice, you might be able to glean some clues from it. Secondly, they're rash and careless in their work. They've been seen carrying large crates of illicit goods around the mines and selling them out in the open, without even trying to hide anything from the miners. Thirdly, I heard there are children in the mines that might be involved. I haven't had the chance to look into it, but keep an eye out.
I see. Thanks for the intel. I'm sure it'll help us crack the case. Well, I'm going to head for the settlement and see if I can get more intel from the locals. In the meantime, do you think you could head out and look for more clues? We can compare notes when you're done. I'm counting on you.
Alright.
I'm going to head for the settlement and see if I can get more intel from the locals. In the meantime, do you think you could head out and look for more clues?
Hey, look, kid.
My daddy made a lot of money this month.
Oh?
He bought me lots of new clothes. Things you can't even find in the underworld.
That's suspicious.
Clothes schmoes. My daddy bought me a super rare present. He got me a model tram. Bet you haven't seen one of those before. That costs way much more than boring clothes.
Sounds like their parents bought them expensive gifts recently. If people in the underworld want to get rich, what options do they have? This is noteworthy.
Stella, do you have anything to say? I'm pretty sure you don't have anything.
So,
Trotter! Wait. I'll be right back. Alright, let's go find Twitter. Oh.
Beep, beep.
what are these two doing sneaking around?
Beep, beep. Alert, alert. Nosy person spotted. Nosy
Oh.
person spotted.
I'm not a nosy person.
Beep, beep. Protect the goods. Protect the goods.
Oh.
Let's be friends. I hope I helped.
Empty. These crates were probably used to store stolen items. Someone left robots to guard them. Looks like I'm too late. Let's look elsewhere. The 3 rumors Sweta talked about, I'll check out. Time to meet back up with Pela.
I love the fact that the MC can talk for themselves because we don't have a traveling companion at all times, and that's great in my opinion.
Oh good, you're back. Did you find any critical intel?
All 3 of the rumors Sweta mentioned were true.
I see. Looks like someone is getting the miners involved in the stealing after all. I made some progress too. The miners here said they've noticed some people acting strange recently. A few vagrants who almost never leave the Great Mine have suddenly started making trips to Boulder Town.
Oh?
I asked the Silvermane guard station there to go investigate some places of interest. I hope they find something. Hey, we've got some news.
Oh. Silvermane guard investigators, Serval and Miss Pella, we found a lost meteor fragment. Really? Where is it? For real? For real? It's in the room of the Ghost Grand Hotel. Looks like some forgetful thief left their most important loot there. We've got area under control. Now we're waiting for you two to come back and check the stolen artifact. We'll come immediately. Don't make a big fuss and don't alert the other guests. Got it, Miss Pella.
What a stroke of luck. I didn't expect to get a break in the investigation so quickly. Come on, let's go to the Gerda Grand Hotel. I hope this isn't some sort of cover-up operation.
Gosa? Right.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Ah, I miss this scene. I miss my bed. I miss going to the closet.
This must be the box. Let's open it. Let's see. The color, the texture. Yep, this is the stolen meteor fragment, all right. Fantastic!
It couldn't be fake, could it? This investigation was a little too easy. Looks like an ordinary rock.
Are you kidding? The history that this stone carries is of an incalculable importance to Belobog. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get it back so easily. It almost feels like something's not quite right. In any case, now that we have the meteor fragment, the museum can now open to the public. That's good news. As for tracking down the thief, I'm afraid it'll be a long-term project. When the time comes, we may need your assistance again. Let's go. We need to take this item back to the museum where it belongs.
Right, let's go back and return it to the thing.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet.
Now the General Hall can return to its former glory. Thanks for your help. The meteor fragment. It's so majestic.
Is it worth a lot? It looks like an ordinary rock.
The value of items housed here can't be measured in money alone. But this little piece of stone could fetch a mountain of cash. The General Hall is ready to open to the public again. Oh, by the way, the museum's previous manager resigned recently to pursue his dream of becoming a writer. So, if you're interested, do you think you'd like to take up the post part-time?
What?
I promise you it won't be a boring job.
It's gonna be a boring job. How's the compensation?
Museum manager. Voted among the top 3 most highly desired careers after graduation in a Belobog Academy poll. Needless to say, we offer a competitive package. The fact you're asking means you've got your heart set on it already, right? Great. Now that that's settled, let's go pay a visit to the museum lobby secretary, Eris. She's a talented worker and can tell you everything there is to know about museum matters.
Okay. I feel like there's something more to be said here. Meteor shards from outer space. It landed on this land alongside the Anti-Matter Legion 700 years ago. The internal freeze chased the intruders away but could not wipe the traces they left behind. This piece of star shard is one of many left behind.
Allow me to introduce you two. This is Eris, our secretary. And this is the savior of Belobog from the Express. I'm sure you've heard his name many times already.
Oh, yes. I've heard so much about you. It's so nice to finally have the pleasure of meeting you.
Nice to meet you. You're very pretty.
Thank you. What a nice compliment.
In addition to her secretarial duties, Eris is also a student at the Belobog College of Art. She's very knowledgeable about the museum's exhibits and their history. Eris, starting today, he is going to be our museum manager. Please keep him updated on matters relating to the opening and operation of the exhibits.
My pleasure, Miss Payla. Leave it to me. I'll keep our manager up to speed on every detail. Would you like to begin with the museum's workflows?
You bet I would.
That's the spirit. Let's get started then.
Hi! It's been a long time. Hey, isn't this Trailblazer? How can I help you? Are you interested in volunteering at the museum? What a coincidence! You came asking about this right after Pella left. She passed me an application form and asked me to fill it out. Submit it to the museum reception desk and wait for a call for a new interview. I'm still on the fence, you know. Apply now! You'll get paid daily and 3 square meals of the house. Seems like you're not very interested. My goodness, is it that much of a hassle? Exactly. It's typical of the architects. Still, Pella's right. Everyone in the city knows we are friends. We'll get flack if we don't go through the normal process. You're here at the right time. Could you take a look at the resume to see if it needs any modification? I charge extra for resume writing tips. Hey, you're getting better at doing business. How about you help me manage this workshop after you get the museum thing over with? Just kidding. I'll ensure my resume to you then. Alright, let's read her resume. Wow, server land down. Oh, they blocked out the year. Graduated with a PhD in geomeric energy engineering from the engineering department in the Belobog Cadet School. Wow, very impressive. Started work at the Silverwing Guards Technology Division. Wait, are you even applying for volunteer? Like, why do you need a resume if you are going to volunteer? Reach significant breakthrough as a lead researcher on a specific project. Left the technology division at the same year and started running the Everwinter workshop and performing as a social rock and roll singer till now. Special skills: research and performance of prehistoric Belobog music, design and control, engineering of geomeric and energy-based electrical integration systems, information engineering, mechanical design, manufacturing and automation, weapon systems and weapon launch engineering, design, manufacturing and information engineering of automation, hardware and control systems, navigation, guidance and control technology, ammunition engineering and explosive technology, cryptography, emergency equipment technology and engineering. Oh my god, just fill it everything, girl boss. Babe. Which part of resume you think can be improved? It looks surprisingly formal. It's not like something I would write, isn't it? To be honest, back when I was doing research in the technology division, I spent 60% of my time dealing with all the messy forms coming from the Clipoth Fort. To the point where now, whenever I see a form header that says Belobog, Silvermane Guards, or Clipoth Fort, my hand just starts moving on its own and I can't write anything else. But then again, this is the preferred style of the Clipoth Fort, so it should be fine, right? Or do you think I should let loose a little? This is it. It's already great. I'm glad you hear that. Your words give me confidence. I'll submit this resume in a bit. Come on, let's go to the museum. Yes. Okay, so let's go to the museum.
Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet.
Hello there, may I hand in the volunteer guide application form to you? Hello, Miss Serval. I'll pass your resume on to Miss Pella right away. So soon? What's with the sighing? Nothing. Please follow me to the rest area. Can I take a break now? Seems like time for me to go. What are you thinking? Of course not! Surely we need you to be an assistant assessor for the interview. Don't even think about running off. There's no escaping it after all. But of course, we still have to go through the necessary steps. Besides, I'm really interested in what's on your resume. Please get ready for the interview, Serval. As for me, you should get on with the things first. We'll be waiting for you. And now you're back. Can we begin with the interview now? Ahem. Very well. Please get ready, Miss Serval. The interview is about to begin. This is so formal. Well, Miss Serval? Wait, let me ask Burl first. Did you provide any help to Miss Serval in completing this resume? Absolutely not. I see this is Serval's style. How interesting. I'm surprised to see Paladin get this serious. Please be quiet. You aren't just putting your serious face on, aren't you? Alright, Miss Serval, let's go to the next question. Name. There's nothing to talk about. Let's check out the next column. You certainly have an impressive personal experience. Now, let's check out the next column. You have a long list of skills and expertise. You're indeed very capable. Everyone can see that. Well, let's call it a day. I'll announce the results soon now. Serval, I'm sorry for bullying you with those questions for now. However, I think you were not being yourself during the interview. I knew it! Is this the interview normally this strict? It isn't. We usually recruit an applicant as long as he or she is a good character and is capable. So, Serval, you don't have to take this so seriously. Just relax and show your true self. It's always so uptight. You'll tend to mess up. Well, let's call it a day. I'm sure you two are tired. If you want to give it off another shot, just drop by the rest area. Okay. Oh. Oh, aren't they done with it? Wait, I already did. Hello? Let me be right back. Oh, okay, so I just read through it back and it says that Apella told Serval that she passed. I knew it! You didn't set this up the whole interview as a prank to make fun of me, didn't you? You're overthinking this. The hiring process is requested by their curator, and I'm merely doing my job. But anyway, I hope you, as a rock star, can ignite everyone's passion to visit the museum. Thank you. What you have done to revitalize the museum. Okay, that was kind of confusing, not gonna lie. I'll be right back. Okay, so another quest.
I commend.
So,
This is the one. Alright. Okay. Go to the curator. Nice. A mechanical iron ball with many connective ports, formerly called a mechanism energy hub. It can convert human veins into energy required for all kinds of devices. Your curiosity is piqued. Why is the inside of such an important machine filled with circuits that even a layperson like you can fix it? I don't know. It's such a mystery. Alright, I'll be right back. Right, I unlocked another one. Talk to Boris? Isn't that like oh, sorry. I thought it was. Never mind. Hey, who are you? This is the restoration room of the museum. Nothing here is on display. I'm the hero, Belobog. Pleased to meet you. I'm the museum's artifact restorer, Boris. So sorry for not recognizing you earlier. Let's get to it. Alright. Alright. Not bad. Thanks to you, this batch of relics has all been restored ahead of schedule. I'm off to touch base with Oldan then about exhibiting them. Don't forget to come back to the exhibition hall when you get the chance to check out fruits of your labor. Alright. Okay. I can talk to you now. As you can see, the revival plan of Belobog History and Culture Museum has been going well so far. With your help, the set of the General Hall main exhibition area is close to completion and can soon be open to the public. Wow, this is amazing! This has been my first time visiting the Museum of Belobog. This is the fruit of your effort. As the curator of the museum, I must express my gratitude to you personally. Here's the reward you deserve. Okay, I'll go right. Alright, so Ella's here.
Good to see you! The General Hall has been receiving a lot of visitors lately. The yearning for history and art has reawakened in the hearts of Belobogians, thanks to your superb management. You know, I never guessed you'd become a pro at this job. I only wanted you to experience the fun of working here. So I'm curious, how do you like being the museum manager?
It has its ups and downs.
I see. But at least you get a sense of accomplishment, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't still be doing it. Anyway, there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. There's been a new development in the museum theft case. First, I need to show you something. Here, this way. After the General Hall opened to the public, the Silvermane Guards and Wildfire did a follow-up investigation in the underworld. Progress was really slow, but they managed to hunt down some new clues. If the next stage of the investigation is successful, we should be able to open up the Industrial Hall to the public. And here we are. The item that's supposed to be in this exhibit is a modern sculpture called Gears and Wisdom. It's a little hard to describe, sort of abstract. It's made of gears and mechanical parts, and it's about the same height and weight as the average person. Basically, it's too heavy for someone to just pick up and run off with. As you can see, this sculpture was placed at the entrance hall of the Industrial Hall because it symbolizes the industrial spirit that Belobogians have lived, breathed, and produced for centuries. Without it, the Industrial Hall loses its soul. We have to retrieve the sculpture before we can open to the public.
Where should we look? Maybe we could make a new one.
Let me ask you something. Do you know how long it took to make Gears and Wisdom from initial design to completion? 20 years! We can't let all that painstaking work and talent go to waste. I received some intel just earlier today. Someone said they found clues related to a gang of thieves in the Underworld's robot settlement. I don't know if they'll lead us to the sculpture, but it's worth a try. We can head over to the robot settlement as soon as you're ready.
Time to go get that sculpture.
Let's head out then. There's quite the crowd here today. Where do we start?
Clara!
Huh? Ah! You mean the little girl in red? I remember her. I saw her in the overworld at Lady Bronya's succession ceremony. I don't know if she can give us any leads, but it's always good to say hi to a friend. Basic courtesy, right?
Oh, she's here, Clara!
Ah, it's Big Brother! And Miss Pelagia Sergeyevna!
What? Her long name.
You remember my full name? This kid is really something. Nice to meet you, Clara. What brings you to the robot settlement?
Well, something strange happened in the settlement recently. I'm asking the grown-ups who live nearby if they know anything about it.
Something strange? Can you share any details?
Well, recently, a lot of the little robots in the settlement started behaving strangely. It's like they malfunctioned suddenly, all at the same time. They started roaming around, breaking into people's tents, destroying their belongings. It was a real headache for the people living here.
What did Sparg say?
Mr. Svarog scanned the robots for irregularities, but the results all came back normal. So, I don't think it's a hardware issue.
So they're malfunctioning collectively.
Sounds like they could use our help.
You're right. Since we're already here... Clara, we'll help you investigate what's going on with the robots.
Really? But don't you and Miss Pela have something important to do?
It'll be fine. We have other people in the underworld working on the investigation, too. Besides, we don't have any clues yet, so we may as well do something useful.
Thanks a lot. I was worried about handling the robots on my own, but with your help, it should be easy.
The duty of the Silvermane Guards is to serve the people. So where can we find these robots? Clara, can you lead the way?
Of course. Just follow me. Oh, look! Over there! There's definitely something wrong with that robot.
Looks normal enough on the surface. Let's take a closer look. So aggressive. Are all the robots in the settlement like this?
No, it must be malfunctioning. Sorry, little robot, but it looks like you're sick. I'm gonna take off your shell and give you a checkup.
Look,
This component doesn't seem like it belongs here.
Claire, can I take a look?
Oh, of course.
There's no mistaking it. This component was taken from Gears and Wisdom.
Wow, what a coincidence. Who would do such a depraved thing?
Who do you think? It's obviously the same people who stole the meteor fragment. No wonder Wildfire and the Silvermane Guards were never able to find Gears and Wisdom. Keeping such a conspicuous piece of art around wouldn't go unnoticed. The thieves must have disassembled it and hidden the parts inside the robots. But the best laid plans of snow, mice, and men often go awry. They didn't realize the parts would interfere with the robots' systems and cause them to run amok. Now we just need to find all the malfunctioning robots and retrieve the sculpture pieces one by one.
2 birds with 1 stone. Sounds labor intensive.
I'm afraid so. But you'll have Clara and me to keep you company.
I'll do my best to help too.
Let's get to work then. We're going to get all the stolen pieces back.
Heck yeah!
The grown-ups said that the spot where the malfunctioning robots appeared is in this direction. Let's go look over there, big brother.
Aw, Sarah, thanks. Big brother to me is making me happy.
The little robots in this area should all be back to normal now.
We also got some parts of the sculpture back. It's not a lot, but it's a start.
Let's start looking in the next area.
Okay,
This is taking longer than I imagined. At this pace, it'll take us the entire day to fix all these robots.
is it really necessary to find all the parts?
I get what you're saying, but... Alright, I give up. That sculpture has dozens of individual parts. There's no way we'll recover them all at this rate. We just need enough parts to put it back together. As for the rest, I'll have replacements made. But you have to promise to keep this a secret. You too, Clara.
Don't worry. I'll keep your plan super secret, Miss Pela.
Thanks, Clara. Let's get on to the next area then.
Oh, I will walk all the way there. I'll just see you there. Okay, apparently there's a boss here.
Shh! Keep your voices down. It's a big one. Can you say that again?
Oh, poor little Grizzly. There must be a lot of sculpture parts jammed inside. let's go give him a checkup.
Okay.
Phew. All finished. This robot will reboot on its own after a while. Let's leave him be. Miss Pela, here's all the sculpture pieces I found.
Good work, Clara. Let's see here. We still don't have anywhere near enough.
I'm already exhausted.
To be honest, I'm a little worn out myself.
I know. How about we go talk to Mr. Svarog? He might not be able to round up the robots, but I'm sure he'll have some good ideas.
Mr. Sparrow!
I've never met Svarog before. I heard he's not easy to get along with.
Don't worry. Mr. Svarog has warmed up to guests a lot more now. I'll explain the whole situation to him. Here, this way.
Mr. Sparrow!
Is Mr. Svarog talking to other children? That's not usually like him. I wonder what's going on.
Clara, you have returned, and you have brought with you the Outsider and Querying Database. Silvermane Guard Intelligence Officer Pelageya Sergeyevna, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Aww.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Svarog.
Hey! Pixis Clara's back!
Big Sis Clara.
Oh, they can talk now! Amazing!
Hello. What brings you two here today?
These two young humans found a suspicious batch of components. They wish to deliver them to me to earn my appreciation. However,
Aw.
the origin of these components is unknown, and they have no practical utility. It is difficult to ascertain their value.
Suspicious components? Can we have a look at them?
As you wish.
You and Pal check out the parts collected by the children.
Sure enough, these parts are from the museum's sculpture.
Where did you guys find the parts? We found way more parts than we did.
Yep, we were outdone by a couple of kids. Kind of embarrassing when you think about it.
Me and my sister were playing outside. We heard some grown-ups talking about what they were going to do with the parts. It seemed suspicious. They were acting a little sneaky. We hid in the shadows and waited until we heard them snoring.
And then we quietly dragged away the boxes with the parts and gave them to Mr. Svarog.
That was really risky behavior. If those grown-ups had woken up, things could have gotten really dangerous for you two.
We were just trying to help.
Aww.
Don't cry. Listen, these parts don't belong to Mr. Svarog, but you two were still a big help to us.
Quick, Sparrow! Say something nice!
I am unable to determine the logic behind this series of events, but if you insist, excellent job, little girl.
See? I told you Mr. Svarog had warmed up to guests.
Really? So, we were a big help, weren't we? Awesome!
With these parts, we should have enough to put the sculpture back together. More or less. This isn't good. If what those kids said is true, then the museum thieves have operatives working in the settlement. I'll get in touch with the Wildfire and the Silvermane guards right away, and have them investigate the matter thoroughly. But for now, let's take the parts we have back to the museum, or we'll be here all night.
Right, let's talk to Sparrow.
Did you hear that, Jackie? Mr. Sparrog said nice things about you.
He said nice things about you, too.
Look, from now on, we have to do good things only. That way, we can become Mr. Sparrog's most trustworthy, second most trustworthy friends. After Claire, of course.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Oh, you're so cute.
Welcome, outsider. What brings you here?
You've gotten better at getting along with humans.
Did you arrive at such a conclusion through direct observation?
Okay.
Clara, too, has conveyed similar sentiments, though my emotional indices have not experienced any fluctuations. If you and Clara have both reached the same conclusion independently, then there must be some force influencing my behavior, which transcends my system's algorithms. This possibility strikes me as peculiar, but not necessarily bad.
I'm really happy that I got to help you and Miss Payla today, Big Brother. Even if it was by accident, people in the settlement have been smiling a lot more these days. And that makes me happy too.
Aww.
I hope me and Mr. Swarog can make sure it stays that way. And if we ever get the chance, I want to show Mr. Swarog around the overworld.
You're so cute.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet.
If I'd known how much work this was going to be, I would have enlisted more help. But see the final product for yourself. Not too shabby, is it?
How different is it from the original? Putting it back together was really fun. Let's tear it down and do it again. Never thought we'll be rebuilding it ourselves.
You want to know what happens to people who vandalize exhibits? I call the Silvermane guards, and they carry you away.
Hey, I'm the one who helped you assemble this.
Take a look. As long as you don't pull out the blueprints and spend dozens of hours comparing, this version is virtually indistinguishable from the original. Excellent work! With Gears and Wisdom back, the Industrial Hall can reopen to the public. If you're still interested in managing the museum, why don't you go talk to Miss Eris about opening up the Industrial Hall? In the meantime, I'll follow up on the exhibit theft case. I wonder if any new clues were found over in Svalrog's domain. I'll let you know if we get any new leads. I have a hunch that we're close to uncovering the culprit behind the curtain.
Natasha, how are you? Are you interested in volunteering at the museum? You mean the Belobog History and Culture Museum? I didn't realize it was opening back up again. Come to think of it, when I was young, I used to pester my foster parents about going there all the time. I never thought such a day would come. So then, how to become a volunteer? I'd love to help out, but surely there's an application form of some sort to fill out. Yes, here is your application form. It does look very official. I'll go ahead and fill this out then. Just give me a moment. Alright, Natasha. Graduated from Belobog College of Medicine, Belobog Tourist Hospital as a resident, Belobog Expeditionary Team as the team's physician. Oh. After completing the required residency, returned to Belobog Underworld and opened an orphanage, opened a clinic in Boulder Town, assisted wildfire in maintaining stability and providing medical care, diagnosis and treatment of common diseases, as well as drug prescription, caring for children, best for children under 12. Natasha is best girl. Indeed. Let's give it to... I'll turn the form for you. Yes, of course. Let's go. Thank you. Right. Let's go back to this.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
I didn't expect to look like this inside. What a magnificent museum. Now then, Miss Eris, right? I heard that the volunteer guide applications need to be submitted to you. Hello, I'll pass your resume on to Miss Pella right away. Clipoth Fort has been running surprisingly efficiently recently. Can you stay on with me a while longer? It's Miss Natasha! Long time no see! Indeed, good to see you again, Miss Pella. You too. I haven't seen you in a long time either. Really? A long time? Does time flow differently for you? It looks like you two are quite familiar. So then, what's the next step? Next up, we need to conduct a quick interview, but don't worry, it's just a formality and we won't ask too many questions. Since you're the assistant assessor of the interview, we'll begin when you're ready. Another interview time! Oh boy, I can't wait to fail this another time. And you're back. Can we begin the interview now? Alright, let's get started then. Miss Natasha. Ask away. I'll answer everything to the best of my knowledge. Thank you. Then let's begin with the name column. Now this question has nothing to do with the requirements to become a volunteer guide, but I just want to ask out of curiosity. I notice here that Miss Natasha has only written a given name here, but not any surname. May I ask what provoked that? Oops, as expected of a silver main intelligence officer, you don't miss a thing. Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. Since you're curious, I'll fill you in. Actually, the answer is very simple. Ever since I was a child, I've never met my parents, and I don't remember the surname they passed down to me. The Howlers had taken me in, but they didn't ask me to take their surname. They just hoped that I could be myself, and not just a footnote of some family line. I never cared too much about the matter. However, wasn't it that the surname of the old director at Charis Hospital? I didn't think you know him. He retired a long time ago, before you were even born. Well, he's a famous figure in Belobog history. Sorry, I didn't expected Miss Natasha to have such a colorful background. Such a precious family story. Thanks for sharing. That's okay. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it, Miss Pella. Shall we continue? Thank you, Miss Natasha. Let's continue. But having said that, your resume is beautifully written. Both your character and ability are beyond reproach. Once you've gone through the standard training, you'll be enshrined for this position. You're flattering me. If you have really nothing else to inquire about, then it's okay. If you want to hear about my past, you two are free to ask questions. Thank you so much, Miss Natasha, but I'll have to think about it. Have you got any questions asked? Tell me more about the Howlers. I can't pronounce that name, and Vanessa Horror, they might be the most renowned couple among Belobog surgeons, of course, there were also my foster parents. My adoptive father was the leading surgeon in all of Belobog and devoted his life to Charis Hospital. Mom was a bar at theoretical research. She stayed at the medical school, leading to the project team in their academic research. The Howers are great people. I'm so impacted by them that I took up medicine myself. Tell me more about the scientific expeditionary team. Before Supreme Guardian Kakolia took office, the architects had never suspended exploration beyond the outer walls, and the scientific expeditionary team was entrusted with this dangerous task. This expeditionary team consisted of a group of curious researchers and explorers who had volunteered to discover a world beyond Belobog, trying to find another home for our people. I joined the ranks in order to get my credentials and became an expeditionary team's accompanying doctor. However, that was the very year in which the great explorer Pena passed away. I never expected you to have met my mom. Oh! I'm sorry, Miss Pella. We tried everything we could, but there was nothing we could do. I understand, Miss Natasha. Let bygones be bygones. Tell me more about the field hospitals. Field hospitals? I guess Miss Pella knows more about those than I do. Well then, allow me to explain. Field hospitals fall under the Silvermane Guard's logistics department and are mainly responsible for providing on-the-spot medical care for those wounded in battle, but they're also often available for the masses too. I remember before Madame Kakolia took office, the Silvermane Guards were still focused on defense back then. Field treatment hospitals were pretty much just as the normal hospitals, right? You're right. Back then, we rarely received expeditionary orders and mostly treated normal citizens, which wasn't really any different from doing internship at Charis Hospital. After Madame Kakolia took office, the fighting intensified and the field hospitals were under more stress, but by that time, I'd already returned to the underworld. Sometimes when I think things over carefully, I feel like I'm no different from a soldier deserting the army. Tell me more about Rivertown's orphanage. After I got back to the underworld, I spent my time running around treating patients and looking after the children at the orphanage. The clinic nursery was really just not the name for an orphanage, but I think you must have heard what happened later. Rivertown became affected by the fragmentum, and we had no choice but to leave for Boulder Town. Losing the big old estate house in Rivertown left the clinic nursery in a real predicament. Unfortunately, the kids didn't mind the transition at all. For them, having food to eat, clothes on their backs, and friends to play was all they needed in their life. There is no way of longing for anything more because they have come from the underworld. They have never known any kind of other world. But that's not the case for me. I will do everything I can to give them the best living conditions possible, to help them grow and to be upright, kind, and happy people. That's my Natasha, man. She's the best. Because they deserve such a future, this is why I've been running the clinic nursery and the clinic, and it's why I've joined the wildfire. Yeah. If that's so, then please allow me to ask you one more thing. Miss Natasha, what is your reason for wanting to be a volunteer guide? Oh. I'm afraid it's nothing lofty. Maybe I'm just fulfilling a childhood dream. I also wanted to retell what I see here to the kids who couldn't make it up to the overworld. They would be loved to hear about it. I understand. Thank you, Miss Natasha. Let's call it a day, Nay. Then I'll announce the result now. Congratulations, Miss Natasha. It's a pleasure to be able to work with you again. That pleasure is mine too. I hope to see you at the museum again in the future as well. Good work today. I'll help Miss Natasha finish getting all signed up. See you later. Hooray.
We'll be safe here.
Alright, we're going to visit That it's her time to volunteer.
Another peaceful day in Boulder Town. It's all thanks to us, moles.
What are you doing here?
Need you even ask? I'm here to see the sights. Oh, if isn't the honorary member of the moles? Impudence! Ignoring the presence of Pitch Dark Hook the Great. But I'm in a good mood today, so you're off the hook. No pun intended. How can I help you, honorary member?
Are you interested in the volunteering at the museum?
The museum? Volunteering? What's that?
No questions. Just know it's something super fun.
Really? You better be not tricking me. If that's so, dear honorary member, let's go! Let's go to this
Museum.
Yeah, that's the one! The museum! I wanna go and be the volunteer.
Volunteer?
I mean volunteer. You shouldn't sully Pitch Dark Hooks, the great name! Alright, let's go, I can't wait.
But you also have to pass a mysterious test.
Wow, sounds awesome! What kind of test is it? What's this piece of paper for? So all I have to do is just write these things in here? Too easy! What's this?
Okay, name. Pitch Dark Hook the Great. Past experience. Keeping peace in Boulder Town. Special skills. The Mole's Great Adventure. Beat them up, baddies.
Huh, I got it done in no time at all. You can take me to the museum, right, honorary member? That's right, let's go. Let's go be volunteers.
Okay. Let me actually check if that's actually Hook's like. Crazy? No. It's different. But yeah.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet.
Not a kid, I'm Pitch Dark Hook the Great. Clara! Here are we again.
Sorry.
Here we are again. And Pitch Dark Hook the Great? Aren't you Clara, one of our honorary members? Are you here to be a volunteer too? Yep, that's right. By the way, Pella asked me to come help conduct the interview today.
Why can't she be here herself?
She has other matters to attend to. Still, she checked Hook's resume and thought she was a good fit, so entrusted the rest of the process to me. Anyway, let's head to the lounge first. The interview will be held there. By the way, Pella also appointed Mr. as the assistant assessor for the interview, so this is going to take up your time. I'm sorry for imposing this on you. Well, let's start the interview when you're ready. We'll wait for you here. Although I'm not sure what this is about, I'll wait for you with Clara.
Oh, so cute. A kid interviewing a kid. Nothing goes wrong, right? Okay, let's ready.
Great, let's do it. So what exactly is an interview? Can I just become that volunteer directly? I'm not sure about it either. According to Pella, an interview is a way to find out whether a person is suitable for a job
through a face-to-face conversation. So it's just chatting, right? That's great! Not exactly. Take it easy, Clara. I fully understand what an interview is all about. Let's get started. Clara, don't be nervous. Okay, I'm fine. It doesn't feel right for me to say this. Anyway, I'll start asking questions about your resume. Are you ready? Wait a minute, Clara. Even though we are in the overworld, you should still address me properly as the Pitch Dark Cook the Great. Huh? Huh? This isn't what I expected. Seems like you're a little nervous. I'll take over this No! This is we're supposed to be interviewing you, not the other way around. What? Please listen to the questions carefully, Clara. Question 1. Why do you want to be a volunteer guide at the museum? Well, what should I do? She's trying to take back control of the interview. He's right. I should think of a way. Don't interrupt her train of thought. Thought I remember. What if Clara gets even more nervous? Take it easy, Clara. Just answer truthfully and don't be scared. We're just having a casual conversation here. Okay then. In fact, it's because I helped Hella and Mr. to solve the missing exhibits case before. Hella recognized my abilities, so she suggested that I work as a volunteer guide here. As the leader of the moles, I don't even know about this. I've been neglected my responsibilities. Anyway, this case indirectly manifests your talent. Since you were able to help the missing exhibits, I'm sure you will be ace as a volunteer guide. Now the next question. Are you aware of the duties of a volunteer guide? Well... This interview is getting out of hand. What are you talking about? Isn't this an interview supposed to be like? Nobody knows interviews better than me, believe me. So don't you worry. The duties of a volunteer guide. Let me think. Firstly, I should respond to the questions and needs of the visitors promptly and help everyone to understand the museum and the exhibits. Secondly, I should take care of the exhibits and other public properties, as well as maintaining the cleanliness of the exhibition hall. Thirdly... Well, that's a brilliant answer. I don't think you have to elaborate any further. Thank you. Sorry, it should be Pitch Dark Cook the Great. Why did you thank her? Sorry, I just blurted it out. Now the next question. We're still doing this. Seems like there's no going back now. No! Let's call it down. That's the real result now. Congratulations! Oh my god. Hook! I'm already a volunteer. Isn't that even better? With the help of the moles, this museum should be teeming with life. You're right in a sense. I'll take Hook to prepare her job. Thanks for being with us during the interview. I had my doubts still. Hook should be able to do a job well. At least that's what I think. Anyway, thanks for your help. Please swing by if you're free. Remember to visit us around there, remember? Clara and I will be waiting for you. Oh my gosh, Hook is so chaotic. What the heck, dude? Man. Alright, so we're back. We're going to meet with Pella. Hello there.
Good to see you again. I've heard from Miss Eris that under your superb management, the museum is on the verge of regaining the thriving crowds of its heyday. If the momentum continues, and if the History Culture Hall can reopen on schedule, the museum's complete revival is surely just around the corner.
What went missing this time? Good thing you have me around.
Yes, indeed. I'm afraid there's been another theft. Like the previous cases, a valuable item was stolen from our exhibit, this time in the History Culture Hall. The item in question has a connection to you.
Is it the Stellaron? Was it my weapon? Here, I'll give it to you right now. So what is it?
Have I piqued your curiosity? It'll be easier to explain once we're actually in the History Culture Hall. Why don't I take you there now? With an exhibit like this, all Belobogians will know your story.
So what? I'm a freaking artifact in a museum right now?
You can probably guess from the name that the History Culture Hall houses artifacts, replicas, and documents that are of great historical significance to Belobog. Every passing day, we Belobogians must continue to endure the city's harsh environment. The trials and experiences of our ancestors serve as a reminder that the path of survival belongs to every generation of our people. Every child in Belobog should visit this exhibit at least once. No, once isn't nearly enough.
Right. Where do we go now? Oh, we've unlocked a new area.
This is the item in question.
What is that?
This projector is a limited edition version, custom made for the museum. The only one of its kind in the whole of Belobog. It can produce images with a resolution up to... Oh, sorry. I'm doing my tour guide thing again. I'm sure someone as well traveled as yourself has seen much fancier equipment than this.
So broken, not stolen. Let's ask Serval.
Oh, that's not the issue. The issue isn't the projector, but the microfilm that goes into it. It's the most crucial piece of this exhibit, and it was stolen. There were some very valuable images on that film, and we hadn't gotten around to making a backup. I must admit, the thieves chose a good target, and they were fast and efficient. Slide projection is a new addition to the museum. It was intended to be a surprise for visitors when the History Culture Hall reopened. If we don't recover the microfilm, the hall's opening will have to be postponed indefinitely. Some of the images stored on that film are related to you, Miss March 7th, and Master Don Hong. The curators of the museum wanted to take this opportunity to tell the story of the Astral Express's visit to Belobog.
Oh. So you did a secret photo shoot of us. No worries, you can just reshoot.
The parts related to you are only a small portion of the collection. Is that your phone?
Bronya! Oh no, Bronya, really? Someone gotta teach her how to like download new sticker packs. I heard you're back in Belobog again, girl. How have you been? Why did you use that voice on her? Anyways, life's been fulfilling. I heard about that. Thank you for taking time to help us. Pella has already reported to me regarding the museum management and the recovery of the valuable exhibits. Thanks to your efforts, the progress has been made on these fronts. However, the artifact thief has not yet been apprehended, as they cannot be allowed to roam free any longer. If you have the time, could you come to Port for a visit? I want to discuss the follow-up investigations with you. I'll come with Pella. You're with Pella? Excellent. I'll be waiting in my office.
Was that a message from Lady Bronya? This theft case has been dragging on for too long. She must have decided to intervene. If she can delegate more resources to the investigation, that should help it move forward faster. No point in waiting around here then. Let's go pay Lady Branya a visit.
Hey! Right? Ooh, so pretty.
Welcome. If I'm not mistaken, the two of you just rushed over here from the History and Culture Museum? I appreciate your coming here on such short notice. I should have gotten involved earlier, but I was tied up with other responsibilities. My apologies for letting you take on the investigation without proper support.
Lady Branya, we never saw it like that.
There's no one else here, Pela. No need for such formality.
Okay, Miss Branya.
I heard that you helped recover a number of valuable items for the museum, and that you've been running the museum as a part-time manager? Do you have any insights into this serial theft case?
What is this? Michael Jackson reference. Whoever behind this is one smooth criminal for sure.
Well, on that point, we can agree. In any case, this fiasco has been going on right under our noses for too long. Regardless of how cunning and talented the culprit may be, we must draw them out and demonstrate the resolve of the architects. I will issue an immediate directive to mobilize all on-duty Silverman guards in the city to conduct a door-to-door investigation. You're familiar with many of the locals in the administrative district, right? If possible, I'd like you to head to the city center and see if they have any clues to offer us.
Understood. We'll head there at once, Miss Branya. Guess you're stuck with me again for this assignment. Let's meet up at Fountain Plaza.
Okay then. You know what? I want to take a pic with you. Maybe later.
This place is an endless stream of people. Where do we start?
Let's all interrogate them all one by one.
That won't do. Even a survey requires rigorous methodology, let alone an investigation. We can start with people we already know. I remember lots of folks like to relax around the plaza. Let's head there first.
Children of the Everwinter city, proud citizens of the preservation, hold your heads up high. Grind not against the mundane vulgarities of your everyday lives. Always remember, deep in your hearts, the teachings of the architects and the Supreme Guardian.
He doesn't notice our arrival. Do you know anything about the stolen museum artifacts?
Oh, if it isn't the savior of Belobog, the Guardian's honored guest, child of the galaxy and stars. Welcome back to our eternally snow-covered yet forever beautiful winter metropolis.
Can you please answer the question we just asked?
I haven't heard of any stolen artifacts. These days, I'm too busy praising the grace of the preservation to be distracted by worldly matters.
What?
However, if your hearts are troubled by this affair, then I hope that Klepath will bestow their blessings upon you both, and that you may soon find the evildoer who committed such a crime.
Thanks for your well wishes. Let's move on.
Okay.
Ready to sign the petition? Have any other questions?
Do you know anything about stolen museum artifacts?
You mean the items that have been disappearing mysteriously from the History and Culture Museum? I heard tell. I wonder if they got their hands on the original manuscripts of Tale of the Winterlands.
Absolutely not. Don't worry, ma'am. I will protect those manuscripts with my life.
Oh, wow! That's a relief to hear. I didn't realize you were so passionate.
Sorry about that. Back to the topic at hand. Do you have any clues that could be linked to the theft of the museum's artifacts? Have you noticed anything unusual lately?
Well, let me think. The editorial department has been recruiting recently. The new editor-intern was scolded by the editor-in-chief a few times. And then... sorry. These are all everyday occurrences. I really don't know of any noteworthy clues. Maybe you could try asking the other people around here?
I see. Sorry for taking up your time. Let's move along then.
Right. Chavez.
I remember you. Do you have any questions after reading the scam prevention guide?
Oh, it's him.
Perhaps you've decided to join the Dark Blue Scam Victims Association.
Okay.
How could I not? Precious items from the History and Culture Museum have been stolen one after another, and the culprit remains at large despite the Silvermane Guards' noblest efforts to track them down. I'll tell you the truth. I've been preparing to publicly accuse the person responsible for this whole thing for 2 days now.
Huh? Oh, wait. So you have incriminating evidence against the culprit?
Evidence? Who needs evidence? Let me tell you, there is only one person in all of Belobog who could do such a thing. That shameless blue-haired fraudster!
Sampo?
Oh.
You guys are here to investigate the case? Perfect! I'll give you a list of the culprit's scams, too.
Sorry, sir. Today we're only here to investigate the museum thefts. And we can't close the case without evidence. If you come across any reliable clues, please report them to an on-duty Silvermane guard. Let's get going. Another half-day gone. And nothing to show for it. Ugh. The culprit is still hiding in the shadows. Can't we find even one lead?
Ah, if it isn't Belobog's most adorable public servant, and the magnificent outsider, good day to you.
You know us?
Young lady, I have seen you on many occasions near the Everwinter monument teaching children the history of Belobog. Oh, I am truly in awe of your knowledge and patience.
Okay, thanks for the compliment, I guess. May I ask, with whom do we have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Wallace Cambridge Limestein, the 25th head of the Limestein family. I am honored to make your acquaintance. And yes, I am familiar with this outsider next to you. He often walks right past me without so much as a greeting.
Are you holding a grudge? I don't even know who you are.
I am Wallace Cambridge Limestein, the 25th head of the Limestein.
You already
All right, we got
talked
it.
about that, bruh.
Mr. Limestein, is there something you want to discuss with us?
As a matter of fact, I do. I noticed you two had been wandering around Executive Plaza for some time now, stopping to ask questions at every turn, so I surmised you were investigating something important. As it so happens, I witnessed a strange incident recently that left me quite puzzled. And after reflecting on it for a time, I decided it would be most appropriate to inform public officials.
This incident, is it related to the museum thefts?
I can't say for sure that it's directly related, but a friend of mine I no longer hear from used to frequent the museum and often talked about its exhibits with a group of us tea lovers.
So by no longer hear from,
It's
you
dead.
mean you've been unable to get in touch with this friend of yours?
Precisely. His name is Norbert. We used to chat during lunch breaks in the lobby of the Goethe Hotel, along with a few other high-class individuals, of course. And one day, Norbert suddenly stopped showing up to our tea parties. It was as though he disappeared into thin air. I still remember the last thing he said to me. Limestein, listen to me. One must be ambitious in life. I'm gonna do something big for once.
Be ambitious in life? Do something big for once? Coming from the mouth of a wealthy gentleman, that sounded rather curious to me. This Norbert guy, do you know what his line of work was?
I'm not entirely sure. I never asked.
Weren't you two friends?
You wouldn't understand. Friendship between gentlemen is as pure as water. We are all dignified people. Why bother with such trivial matters?
In the eyes of most people, there's a world of difference between trivial matters and a career. I have recorded all the clues you provided, Mr. Limestein. Thank you for putting your trust in the Silvermane Guards. We will keep you informed if there are any developments in the investigation.
No, I should be thanking you, young lady of the guards. Well then, if that's all, I shall take my leave.
I wonder if this friend of Mr. Wallace has anything to do with the museum thefts. That's enough detective work for today. Questioning more people would just be a waste of energy. Let's go report back to Lady Branya.
Aw, heck yeah.
Miss Branya, we're back.
Thank you both for your hard work. Did you find out anything in the administrative district?
We didn't find anything directly related to the museum thefts, but there was one thing worth noting.
I see. It was the man from the Limestein family who provided the information. Norbert. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Please give me a moment to see if I can recall. I remember now. The Minister of Transportation, Noel, has a nephew named Norbert. I believe he's currently working in the municipal department as a transportation coordinator.
You can remember all that?
The leader of a city should be familiar with the status and division of labor of her subordinates. That's just part of the job. Norbert's position is indeed an idle one, so it's no wonder he has time to socialize with members of the Limestein family. If what Wallace said is right, then Norbert must have been missing for several days already. there must be someone who knows where he is. Even if they want to keep the young man secret, they'll cough it up with the right kind of encouragement. Kyle, can I ask you a favor? I would like you to visit the residence of Mr. Noel and ask around regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Norbert.
Understood, Madam Guardian. Lady Bronya, Miss Pela, I have returned.
You were quite expedient, Kyle. Did you find anything out from the Department of Transportation?
It took a little prodding, but a few of the more timid attendants started speaking up. They say that Mr. Norbert was indeed leaving at odd hours recently. Whenever someone would ask where he was headed, he'd mumble something about going to the shopping street to inspect the site. The attendants think he might have a love interest, someone he doesn't want his family to know about. They haven't mentioned anything to the Minister of Transportation.
Going out at unusual hours, the shopping street, could it be? I have a request. I'd like the two of you to scout out Backwater Pass and see whether anything is happening there.
Okay.
While the two of you were busy questioning people in the city, I received some tip-offs. One source said that suspicious people were recently seen sneaking around the Fragmentum corrosion zone, and that the Silvermane guards didn't prevent them from entering. Together with Norbert's mumblings about a shopping street, I think all these clues are pointing in one direction.
So this Mr. Norbert could well be the museum thief we're looking for? We can't hold off a moment longer. Hurry! Let's go arrest that scoundrel!
Alright.
My apologies, I have a lot of business to attend to at present. I won't be joining you. Good luck recovering the stolen items.
Let's go arrest Sample, I believe.
We can't delay a moment longer. We need to move now.
Oh. I've got everyone I think I need. Let me just put Yancy. There we go.
Something doesn't feel right. It's obviously an abandoned shopping street, but it also feels like people were here not too long ago. We must be cautious. Whether the culprit is Norbert or someone else, he certainly has no shortage of helpers. Shh! There are people talking inside. Let's see if we can hear them.
Alrighty.
But sir, pretending to be a Silvermane guard is a serious crime.
Stop acting like a wimp. You think you can make a fortune with that kind of attitude? Don't overthink things. Just play your part. Today's password is roast the sausage, not the bread. You got that?
Got it, sir. Roast the sausage, not the bread.
Don't let anything in that doesn't know the password. Not even a fly. You got that?
You're so bad.
Don't worry, Mr. Norbert. I understand.
So it is Norbert after all, and he's making his accomplice impersonate a Silvermane guard. The audacity!
Yeah, that's
Found
how
the
it
culprit.
is.
Now we just have to catch him red-handed.
Oh, I didn't. I was the one to switch thingy. Okay, anyway.
Welcome,
Okay, alright, let's go.
Hey, you two! Don't move!
Must be the accomplice. Let's think fast.
Say the password or get out of here. This isn't any old shopping street, you know.
Roast the sausage, not the bread.
Yes, that's correct.
So, you're gonna let us in now? We need to talk to Mr. Norbert about some important business-related matters.
Wait, did you just say Mr. Norbert? Who are you guys? This whole operation, the boss hasn't shown his face once. How could a couple of outsiders just walk in knowing his name?
Uh-oh.
Looks like our cover's blown. Guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
I knew it. Alright.
We'll probably end up running into more of Norbert's goons up ahead. We should proceed with caution. Look, it's Norbert again.
It's him.
Let's see what he's talking about this time.
And the film? Is it packed and ready to go?
Right here, boss. The buyer's arriving soon. Here, this way.
Very good, very good. Well done. Patience. Soon we will all be rich.
Film! Did you hear that? That film he mentioned must be the same one that was stolen from the museum. Why would someone from such a wealthy family do something like this for money? It's unbelievable. We have to find a way to stop this before they sell the film.
I hope I helped.
Wait, don't make a move yet. We should take some pictures as evidence in case the culprit denies the charges. Your equipment probably has better specs than mine. I'll leave the picture taking to you. Norbert of the Cusper family, and everyone else here. Turn around and face me. Put your hands where I can see them.
What's going on? Who are you two?
Wallace says hi.
What's going on here, Norbert? Didn't you say your security was impenetrable?
Minions! I mean, Silvermane guards! Get rid of these intruders immediately!
Wow.
You've got a lot of nerve drawing your weapons in front of an intelligence officer of the Silvermane Guards. Come on, let's give these imposters a taste of justice! There's no point in resisting, Mr. Norbert. Your accomplices have been subdued. There's nowhere to run. You had the audacity to tell your men to disguise themselves as Silvermane Guards. I'll be interested to see what kind of sentence the adjudication panel gives you.
This isn't right! You have no evidence of wrongdoing! We're just here to...
Still in denial? Your secret dealings have been photographed. We have all the evidence we need. Is there anything else you want to say?
I knew I couldn't trust you hooligans. Even the simplest of sales was too much for you to handle.
Dang.
Silvermane Guard Lady, I surrender! Take the microfilm back to the museum. I'm sorry. I only asked one thing. Please don't hand me over to my uncle. With Klepoth as my witness, Uncle would be so angry he'd turn me into a leather jacket!
That's not up to me.
Hey.
No! Curse it! Curse it all! He warned me not to carry out the transaction in person, but I didn't want to spend money on hiring a bagman! I don't want to go to prison, not even for a day!
If you think you can commit crimes and go unpunished, dream on! It was a difficult journey, but it had a happy ending. Not only did we manage to recover the microfilm, but we also caught the culprit behind the museum thefts. That's something worth celebrating. However, I'm still a little confused. Mr. Norbert is wealthy and opportunistic, but how did he manage to find so many accomplices and organize such a large-scale smuggling operation? These questions can wait until the interrogation. As for you and me, our work ends here. Thanks for your efforts. Come on, let's take the microfilm back to the museum.
All right.
It works! The slides play without a hitch. The microfilm is undamaged. Once the projector is restored, the History Culture Hall can reopen to the public. Then visitors can enjoy all three of the museum's most important exhibits. I want to thank you again, on behalf of all the museum staff and all of the citizens of Belobog. If it weren't for your help, I'm afraid many of the exhibits in this museum would have been lost.
Create another accomplishment to my name.
That's for sure. And you know what? The way I see it, the museum's reopening is a very significant event, and worth remembering more than any other time in the past. A whole generation has grown up in the underworld in the last decade or so, and they never had the privilege of seeing these precious works of art and historical treasures. What you've done has helped bridge a huge gap for them. So, even if it seems small to you, you did a very great thing here. That's enough praise for now. Anyway, if you did want to continue working as a part-time manager and handle the daily operations of the History Culture Hall, I recommend talking to Miss Eris. It's not like we don't have any other suitable candidates for the position. Isn't it great you can help us with such an enjoyable job? Ah, and by the way, I'll keep you informed if we pry anything noteworthy out of that Mr. Norbert guy. See you later.
Oh, Branya. Nice. Ooh. It's so pretty. Oh, I just realized that's not even Kayla's. It's not my main character. That's Stel. Anyways. Okay, next up we visit Japan. We meet again. Are you here for a free chat? Are you interested in volunteering at the museum? Volunteer? Do you mean as a volunteer guide? If I'm not mistaken, I submitted my application to Pella a while ago. Didn't she receive it? Not sure, I'll probably ask her. Sure, thanks for your help. If she doesn't have my application for, I'll just fill a new one. I'll send her a message to ask about it. Thanks for your help. You up? I'm inviting Jeopard to be a museum volunteer guide, but he says he's already submitted the application form. Do you know anything about this? Hold on, let me have a look. I found this application. It got squashed between other documents. I haven't looked at it. Please let him know to prepare for the interview. Oh, by the way, you don't need to be distant assessor this time. Guess I'm good rest, so I'm no longer useful to you. Hey, you know that's not true. And stop pretending to get offended when you're getting a free pass. Chill. I just want you to have rest. I don't mean anything else. After all, you've been working hard for the museum all this time. I need to head off now. Please let Jeopard know about the interview. Okay. That sums it up then. We meet again. Are you here for the chat? She's... What? Why would you say that, Trailblazer? She said it was a mistake. I understand. As an intelligence officer, she has to deal with piles of files every day. It's impossible not to mess up once in a while. Anyway, I've got my answer. Thanks for your hard work. Without you, both of us would be still in the dark about the situation. Now I need to start preparing for the interview she mentioned, and I'll have the chance to be your museum guide. See you around. Oh! Thank goodness. That was easy. Right, are we actually done? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so we're moving on. I think this is the last part of the museum event. So, yeah.
Ah, nice to see you. You're looking in good spirits.
Hello, Pella.
The museum is packed these days. I've never seen it so full of visitors. You run a tight ship here. Still, it'd be nice if those kids would stop littering. It's barely lunchtime and I've already picked up 3 half-eaten packs of Snow White popping candy.
Is there something you wanted to talk about, Pella?
Ah, don't worry. Nothing was stolen this time. You remember that Norbert guy we captured? The Silvermane guards have acquired new intel from him, and I thought you might find it interesting. I always wondered, how did he, a rich kid with virtually no real-life experience, suddenly think of becoming a smuggler? There's no way someone like him could have come up with the idea of disassembling a sculpture and hiding the pieces inside robots. The result is just as I expected. After less than half a day of interrogation, he confessed everything. He admitted that a mysterious figure named Mr. Coldfeet persuaded him to target the museum exhibits. Mr. Coldfeet fooled Norbert into believing that many of the museum's artifacts were forcibly seized from private collectors by the Silvermane guards. He told him that true justice would be returning the artifacts to the people. Norbert probably didn't believe any of that nonsense. I think he just wanted to prove himself and add more to his fortune. Mr. Coldfeet not only introduced him to buyers, but also gave him advice, and only charged him a 30% consultant's fee. In the opinion of our young Mr. Norbert, the deal was too good to refuse.
Did you find this, Mr. Coldfeet?
That's what I wanted to discuss with you. Norbert said Mr. Coldfeet operates with extreme discretion and knows the Silvermane guards' every move like the back of his hand. If he catches wind about the slightest rumor in the city, you'll disappear without a trace. If what Mr. Norbert said is true, then our safest option is to send a civilian to try to reach out to Mr. Coldfeet and lure him out of his lair.
You want me to go and meet him?
You guessed it. Everyone agrees that there is no better candidate than you. Norbert said
You only
he usually
said that for
communicates with
yourself.
Mr.
I didn't
Coldfeet
agree to
through
this.
the door of a room in the Goethe Hotel. The usual agreed meeting time is right now. Take this as a final request from the Silvermane Guards. Can you go to the Goethe Hotel to meet with this Mr. Coldfeet?
What if I say no?
Nice to see you. You're looking in good spirits. The museum is packed these days. Still. I know. By the way, the result is just as I expected.
I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, let's go to the Goethe Hotel. I need to know the trash landlord. How is it? Are you gonna go to the hotel? I'm a bit scared. Don't be scared, you can do this. Norbert said the secret signal he set with Mr. Coldfeet was 3 light knocks and 2 heavy knocks. Now, it's all up to your silver tongue. You can do it, I believe you. What if I answer it wrong?
There's no response. Did I remember the wrong password?
Norbert, is that you?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, what took you so long? I was worried the Silvermane guards might have got to you. But you're not the type to turn someone in at first capture, right? Well, it's time for me to get on out of here. After all, we already made a nice little fortune on this trip, huh? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you stop at a bar on the way over here? You know what we are? Accomplices. You know what that means? Partners in crime. You know what else that means? We're not friends. All right, enough chinwagging. So how much did the microfilm sell for?
Uh-oh. I'm just gonna have to make up an amount. Hope it's believable.
What? 500,000? No offense, kid, but I can't see you haggling that kind of number. Or maybe you... What kind of hotel is this anyway? No peepholes on the doors!
He's starting to suspect me. That's not good.
Oh, no.
I better think through the next question carefully before answering.
You know, I just realized there's something I forgot. Maybe you could help me remember. That Gears and Wisdom sculpture I told you to take apart and hide away?
Can you remind me how many pieces it had?
Uh-oh. Okay. What the hell? How am I supposed to know? Break down the door with a bang. I knew it! It was Sampo! What the heck, Sampo? I knew your voice was through the door.
Oh, I mean, oh, if it isn't my valued client.
Uh-huh.
What a pleasant surprise to see you again. Isn't it amazing how fate brings people together, huh? Huh? Our bridge of friendship could extend all the way to Everwinter Hill.
It's amazing no one suspected you.
Well, I mean, how could you? Your old buddy Sampo is a model citizen these days. You know the guards on sentry duty in the restricted zone? I deliver their breakfast every day.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, kinda cold out, huh? Man, this is getting uncomfortable.
What are you doing?
Okay, I have a proposal. I'm sure you're gonna find this very reasonable. Yeah, I made a few small fortunes in the artifact business lately, and I can give you a third of my earnings. How about that, huh?
No, you're going to jail.
In exchange, I only ask that you please don't tell the Silvermane guards about me. Just tell them you missed the culprit. You're a big hero. They won't give you a hard time about it, right?
Like, what do you need money for? Like, what the heck?
How's that sound, huh? 1/3 is a lot of money. Think about it. I would never dare to rip off a valued client such as yourself.
You think I can be bought?
Oh, how can you be so unaccommodating? That is not like you, brother.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I knew the good times couldn't last, but I didn't think a valued client would bring them to a close. Oh, go ahead. Notify the authorities. I'd rather burn out than fade away.
I caught Mr. Coldfeet. He's Sampo. I thought he turned over a new leaf, but he will never do that. Alright.
I let him get away. Too late now. I'll have to wait for Pela to get here.
That man, how the frick does he disappear all of a sudden?
I'm here! Where's the suspect?
He's vanished into thin air.
I see. So he's just as cunning and crafty as ever. He fooled the Silvermane guards into thinking he changed. But we won't be falling for that act again anytime soon. This operation ends here. You've helped us enough already. Leave the rest to the Silvermane guards.
Uh-huh. I think this is like the 130th time that you have failed to capture Sampo. Like, man.
Here. These rewards are for you. I hope they come in handy in the journey ahead. Oh, by the way, if you still want to help run the History and Culture Museum, Miss Eris and I are always happy to work with you. Speaking of which, Miss Eris was just looking for you. Why don't you go to the museum and talk to her?
Okay. Well, that... Well, like, Can someone explain what did Sampo... Like, what Sampo's motives? Why would he need money?
Oh, hello. Thank you for all your help. Business at the museum is booming again. I haven't seen this many people here since I was a little girl. Oh, right! There's something I wanted to tell you. A man with blue hair came along and left a message. He asked me to pass it on to the manager of the museum.
What? Sampo?
Here. I haven't read the content. Do you want to take a look?
To my dearest and most valued client, congratulations! Remember this day as the day you almost caught the great Mr. Coldfeet.
Oh.
So, how's museum manager life treating you? Just a little reminder, when it comes to working in museums, I'm quite the dab hand.
Why does it sound like Goofy?
What I mean to say is, if you're ever in need of a passionate and professional individual, one with an inside knowledge of museum security blind spots, I'm only a call away. Don't worry, my exhibit smuggling days are behind me.
You're such a terrible liar. Okay, so we're going to do the last volunteer. Sele. Hi. What brings you here? Are you interested in volunteering at the museum? Museum. Branya seems to have mentioned that before. Did she send you here? Yeah, sure. Branya sent me here. Totally. This woman is always so stubborn when it comes to odd things like this. But let me just be straight with you about why I don't want to become a volunteer guide. I mean, just think about the name Belobog History and Culture Museum. Just there. Do you really think I would fit anywhere near the history and the culture? It's not that I'm not willing to help, but I'm not suitable for the role. I'm sorry for making this fruitless trip for you. But Branya will be so sad about this. Can you reconsider for Branya's sake? Just mention Branya to her and she'll do anything for her queen. Fine, I'll do it. Just hand me the application form. Never mind. You keep the form for me and write it down what I say in verbatim. I know Stella doesn't read, but let me ask her this. My handwriting is awful. Do you have a problem with that? Okay, let's get down to business. Listen to me carefully. First question. What is your name? Sele, no last name. Sure, Sele, no last name. Don't test me. You want to mess around and find out? Next question. What is your personal experience? Ugh, I knew it. This is a tough one. Forget it. Just say I have no... Sele, you're just like me. Just say that I have no experience. I really can't disclose any of my jobs that I've done for Wildfire. Okay, fine. I write down no comment here. I can tell you're really enjoying teasing me like this, don't you? I love you, Sele. Last question. What are your skills and expertise? Why are these questions getting trickier? Let me think. Just go ahead and put down dispute resolution, which won't sound too intimidating, I hope. Okay, I'll just put down too scared to specify. Is it too late to back out now? Oh my gosh, they actually did it! I wonder how Pella is going to interview. Better keep it a surprise. Okay, let's head to the overworld and submit this thing. Though I reckon it will still be unlikely for me to pass the background check. No worries, Bronya will always be there to save you, Stella. No matter what.
Wonder if I'll discover any rare swords. Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet.
Right, This museum looks so posh. It reminds me of that orphanage in Rivertown. Are you Miss Eris? I'm here to submit my volunteer guide application form. Should I give it to you? Yes, please give it to me. I'll pass your resume to Miss Pella right away. This seems serious. Let's take a break here. Silly? What are you doing here? Did I bring you here? Yep, that's me. No, she came to her own volition. I'm surprised. You have finally made up your mind. Thank you, Scylla. I guess my turn to ask questions now? My application didn't pass the review, right? Can I just go now? No. Pella was... What? Pella? Pella was impressed by your ability, so she wanted me to have an interview with you? No way for you to escape now, Scylla. Darn it. Anyway, let's head to the rest area. The interview will be held there. Fine, I'll play along, but it's only because I'm not busy today. Thank you, Scylla. You may go get your things first. We'll start the interview when you're... Of course! Oh, thank goodness you teleported me here. Right. Alright. For some reason, I feel a bit nervous. Are they just going to speak in silence? What is this? How come you aren't saying anything as well? And you, Lady Bronya, why don't you say something? This is my first time speaking to you in this position, and I don't know what to say. They're so cute together. Should we end the interview here? It's good for both of us. Let's not take up any more of my time. No way! We have to go through this entire process no matter what. Wait, why do I get to ask Scylla? It's your job, Bronya. What the heck? I see. I'll just ask some random questions based on the resume then. There's also a great chance for me to get to know Scylla better. Don't we know each other well enough already? First of all, the name... The name is Scylla, no last name. Is no last name an actual family name in Belobog? Seems like you don't know Belobog well enough. Eh? I really haven't heard of such a weird surname. What I meant to say, uncommon surname. Sorry, Scylla. I hope you aren't offended. This is clearly a prank pulled by me. What are you even apologizing for? I see. Speaking of your name, there's something I've always been curious about. In fact, Scylla itself is not a common name in Belobog. Does it have a special meaning? Not really, because it's just... You're just a name used by Honkai Impact 3rd. Well, Oleg gave me the name. He said it meant soul in ancient Belobogian. I'm not sure what he tried to convey through that name, but all those thugs and gangsters in the underworld are like a specter always haunting them. Wow, I'm surprised by its profound meaning. How fascinating. Now, the next question. No comment on your personal experience. I do get it means, but why? Sela said it could make her look more mysterious. Don't pin the blame on me. Okay, I've got it. I'm not gonna probe. Let's see what's next. For skills and expertise, you wrote too scared to specify, and that means... Do you have a wise answer to Supreme Guardian's question? Silly forced to write me that! Nobody forced you to do that. I'm surprised how close you are. Oh, are you getting jealous? I'm just kidding. In fact, I can more or less get what Sela is trying to say. Don't worry, I don't think your skills and expertise will be put to use here. Even if we're such a dispute, I could handle it. No, if there were such a dispute, you need to summon the Silvermane Guard. Don't forget that protecting me is now one of your duties. You can't just gratuitously get yourself hurt. Okay, I got it. Okay, let's announce the result. I'm sure I failed. You passed! Oh my gosh, welcome to Belobog History and Culture Museum, Sela. I'm not sure how to respond to this. You made Bronya happy. You're not wrong about that. Anyway, everything's fine as long as she's Oh! Are you having a secret talk? Nothing. Hey Bronya, what should I do next? Hurry up and assign some jobs to me. Call me later. We have to go through some formalities. Thank you for the help in the interview. Thanks to you, I've got a chance to know Sela better. Not really. I'm sorry about the pranks, Bronya. Please excuse me now, as I have to take Sela to complete the procedure. Remember to visit the museum often and check on Sela. Do you really have so little trust in me? Hooray! I think that's all the characters in this game for the Belobog History Museum or whatever.